So these are your author success templates. And the way that I create something is I will take pages from all of these different templates to build something that I want to deliver. I always start in Microsoft Word. So when I get, or when you get your templates, if you could take a copy of each of these, write the word master, and what I suggest is you don't ever change them. That what you do is you do the process that I am about to show you, because then you get exactly what you want. Now, if you wanted to take any of these planners or any of these checklists and things and play around with them, and you haven't created a master copy and you make a mess, you'll have wished that you made a master copy. So I'm in the process of creating something right from scratch, which I'm going to show you, which is 101 questions to ask before you write a book. So it's something that I have created in Microsoft Word, and you can see it here. You can use Google Docs, you can use Pages on your MacBook. I like writing everything in Microsoft Word. I like to lay it out as if I could just deliver this in this way. And what I like is I can set up my style sheets. I can check that everything is spelt properly. I have a plugin called Grammarly. You could use the inbuilt spelling and grammar tool that comes with whatever word processor you're using. But I like to do it in Word first. I like it because I have got this thing called a navigation pane, which if you look in View, if I put that on, then take it away, put it back on, you can see that also, because I use what's called style sheets, which is this bit over here, and I click on that heading, you can see that it's a heading 1. So I'm not going to teach you style sheets in this particular lesson, but later on you'll see that there is some teaching on style sheets and setting out your book before you upload your book to Amazon's KDP. But right now we are creating Canva templates. So I like to lay it all out, like to see what it looks like. And this is my master copy. I like to have a master copy of whatever work I'm doing in a product like Microsoft Word. So I always create something on Microsoft Word. I've always got it backed up to my Google Drive, my Dropbox, and onto an external hard drive. So if anything happens to anything anywhere else, I've always got my master copy. And I find it so much easier to work in Word than working in any other product. So that's how I start. So I'm going to create this document that's called 101 questions to ask before writing a book. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that, and I use some quick keys, which is Control and C. So I'm now going to go to Canva. I'm going to create a design, because everything I do is, I'm going to say UK English based, everything I do is an A4 document. So I have Canva Pro, I have the ability to resize documents. So if I buy anything off anyone and it's a letter template, I can easily resize it. If you have free Canva, then what I'm going to suggest you do is when you create the design, you do the custom size, or find the size that you want, and then follow what I'm going to do, which is a copy and paste of the different pages you want to build your lead magnet, your workbook, or your ebook. So in this instance, I'm going to create an A4 document, and I'm going to give it a name, which is 101 questions to ask before I write a book. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to choose, let's get rid of that, I'm going to choose a front cover, and you'll find there's lots of front covers. This is the one that I'm going to use, that I like. So what I've done with my mouse is I've highlighted all of the elements. I've hit Control and C to copy. I go back to my book, I put my cursor on the page, and you can see that's got a purple highlight, and I press Control V to paste. And there I have the front cover of my book. Control and A to highlight, Control and C to copy, and then I'm going to come here and do Control and V to paste. So I have the front cover of my book in the way that I want to see it. Now, what I've got is I've got a font that I like to use, which is called Fairplay Display Back, which I've used there, and then this is in Roboto. If you want to change your fonts, let's say you want to use something like, right, well, it's going to look awful. You see down the bottom here, it says change all, and you can, and I'm going to do Control and Z, which takes me back and gets rid of the mess I just made. So the first thing I want is this 101 questions before I write a book. And then I'm going to look at the other author success templates, and I'm going to look for the ones that have the intros so that I can choose an intro. So if I open up the intros and I have a little look and I think, no, don't like that. Actually, I quite like that. So again, I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to go back to my 101 questions. I'm going to add a page and I'm going to Control and V to paste it in. And then I can change the picture. What I tend to do is leave all of those to the very, very end. But here's what we can do. We can Control and C to copy, Control and F to find, paste that in, and then I can put my website address in and it will do a search and replace and change everything. I do that right at the very end. So I can now come in and do various bits and pieces. If I decided that I wanted a different photograph, let's say I wanted that one, I can pop it in and you can see that it's got a grey background. You may want to keep it, you may not. In the Pro version, I have a background remover and it will take away the background. I can apply it and I can go, yeah, fantastic. Now, just a word about the images that I've used in all of the templates. Very sadly, I do apologise, they are all of me. So you will need to change them. And the reason that I've used all of my photographs is because I do not have the right to use any of the photos that come with Canva to sell them because they belong to someone else. So they are not my photos, I don't have the rights. So what I've done in all of my templates is popped in a picture of me. So I've got my front cover and I've got my welcome. So let's get rid of that because I don't want it anymore. Let's have a look. So the journal pages. So you might want to do a little bit of a welcome. So we'll copy that. We'll go back over here and we'll paste that in. So let's have a look, and so you can see there's lots of different things. Now the bit that I wanted to show you was the journal prompts. So in all of these I've got questions and journal prompts. What I find easier is, let's say you want all of this to be in uppercase. I would change it into uppercase there so I can say, I could Control and see that. Now the other thing that I would do is I would actually take off the numbering in Microsoft Word, and I'll show you what we're going to do in just a minute. So we come back here and I think, what kind of journal prompt page would I like? So let's say I like that one. I will highlight it all, Control and C, and pop back here. Now obviously I'm not going to do the entire document. So I have got this in here. So if I come to this, I've already made that uppercase, Control and C to copy, come back here, Control and A to highlight it all, Control and V, voila, and then it says answer these questions. Now if I had brought the numbers over, it would, or the bullet points, I wouldn't then, what I'd end up with is lots of bullet points, and I'll show you. So you can see here I've got bullet points. So if I'd have copied it with bullet points and pasted it in and then hit the bullet points on there to line it all up, I'd have 2 lots of bullet points. So basically what I want to do is I want to take all of that, Control and C, and I want to come over here and I want to get rid of that. I want to turn that off and I want to paste. Now you can see that it lines things up in a bit of a strange way, so we're going to take that away. So answer these questions, and then what I want to do is go and put some bullet points on. And I want to just make sure that it, because I've put on a frame so I can see what I'm looking at. So you just have to play with this to get things where you want them. And what you can do, you can go over to here to position and say, I want to center it. I want to center that. And that's already centered. And then you can come over to photos and you can pop in any photos you want. So you literally drag it over and you can see, because there's a frame, any photo that I just drag across, I can update. There you go. And you might think, you know, I don't quite like that, so I'm going to take that away. Yep, that looks a lot better. And you would continue looking through all of these different documents and deciding which things you wanted and then copy and pasting them over. Yeah. So just to recap, I write it all in Word and then I copy and paste it over to here. I open up all of the different templates and I have a look at the things that I want to use. So I look to see, is there anything that is going to be useful to me? And I'll copy and paste whatever that is. So what you need to do is just get yourself au fait with all of the different templates that you've got, what kind of things are in there, and then look at what you want and then just copy them over and amend them. So it is really, really super simple to create yourself a lead magnet or an ebook, copying and pasting all of the bits and pieces from some of these.